Welcome, everyone. This is John Ryan, your host. This is a live edition. This time I included myself in the video. Apologize for that video that went out previous, but these things happen, especially when you're in a rush on New Year's Eve. Hope everybody's enjoying their New Year's Eve so far today. Be safe tonight. Use your head and be safe with this COVID-19, but live your life. So this is formally the New Year's Eve edition of the NBA Triple Double Show, powered by the Predictive Playbook and presented by SportsMemo TV. My co-host Ronald Cabang and I are 26-9. I went 2-1 on the show on Wednesday. Also had a play on the Sixers last night to win outright. Overall, that brings us to about 26-9, 73% winners against the spread. So we're going to talk about three games here. And the first game is going to be the New York Knicks. So the Knicks are traveling on the road to play Oklahoma City Thunder. The Knicks are trying to get to 500, and with the win tonight, they'll be 500 at 18-18. Oklahoma City Thunder are 14th in the Western Conference, 12-22 on the season. Yet they're 21-13 against the number, but now has the market over the first 34 games of the Thunder season over-adjusted. Ronald and I think they have. And by the way, Ronald's still recovering from his illness. It's a non-COVID illness, but it's a severe one like everybody seems to be getting these days. So we hope that he'll be back at our Monday edition of the Triple Double Show. But I did talk to him, and these three plays that I'm giving out, we are in agreement on. So the two of us, these three plays, we're both in agreement. And we hope we go 2-1 or 3-0 even. That would be great. So back to the Knicks here. The Knicks are 5-0. Their last 5 games is a favorite of 5 to 10.5 points. And New York is 28-15 in road games after playing a road game over the last 3 seasons. The Thunder are dealing with a ton of injuries and health protocol issues. SGA didn't play in their last game, and he's a game-time decision tonight, which I don't think is going to make any difference at all. They're 29th in the league in offensive rating, bottom 5 in field goal percentage, three-point percentage, and free throw percentage. Even though the Knicks are missing Julius Randle, it's not going to make a difference. I think Toppin and Gibson for the Knicks are going to more than offset his absence. And I think the Knicks here potentially win this game by as many as double digits. They are on a roll for Knicks. They're starting to play defense. And that's how they did so well last year. And if they continue to play defense, they could rip off 5, 6, 7, even 10 games in a row here. Their number 1 defensive rating in the association over the last 3 games. Ronald and I are both on the New York Knicks minus the points tonight. Now we're going to move to the Spurs and the Grizzlies. In this game, we're going to bet under the total. The total right now is 226 points. And we think that it won't even get close to 226, let alone be above 220 in this matchup. Spurs are 14-19 on the season, 20-13 against the spread, 17-14 with 2 pushes favoring the over. The Grizzlies, 22-14 on the year, not surprising there at all with their roster, 21-15 against the number, 19-17 over-under. As a favorite, the Grizzlies are 10-7. As a dog, the Spurs are a money-losing 8-15. Like I said, we are on the under here in this game. The Spurs are well rested. They haven't played since the 27th. And without Murray, they held the number 1 offensive team in the league to 110 points, nearly 6 points below their season average. The Spurs are 10-4-2 to the under when playing on the road this season. Grizzlies are coming off a really physical game against the Lakers. They had to come from behind in the fourth quarter, trailing by 5 at the start of that period, and then they went on to defeat the Lakers by 5 points. 10-point swing in the fourth quarter to get it done with a lot of intense defense by the Grizzlies, which should carry over to this game as well. Dillon Brooks is out. Offensive rating and pace will dip without him in the lineup. The under is 4-0-1 push in the Spurs' last 5 games when they have been an underdog of 5 to 10.5 points. Ron and I are on the under in this game. And speaking of the Lakers, who I think they believe now that playing NBA basketball doesn't require defense. What can you say? It's the eye test. If it was different, and then on my eye test would tell me something else, right? So in this game, we're going to be betting over the total. The Lakers are 4-1 in the over in games where the total has been 225 or more points. This game obviously is over the total, and it's lined at 227 points, so that obviously qualifies. That trend qualifies for this game. And the bounce back effect of the Lakers after the 19, I think they scored 19 points in their fourth quarter meltdown against the Grizzlies, but it was a lot of Grizzlies defense too that rattled them. And LeBron is doing his best. He's playing LeBron. He's played 76 minutes over the last 2 games. He's 38 years old, but I do think that the Lakers will continue to push the pace because that is truly the only way they can win games at this point. Obviously, the defensive personnel they have is not good on the court. The chemistry is poor on the defensive end. And Ronald and I think this game is going to just go up and down the court in a very fast-paced game. You could easily have 120 or more points in the first half, so that's a little bit of a lean there in the first half over. But our bet is on the over in the Lakers-Portland Trailblazers game. The Blazers are a little bit about them here. They're terrible as dogs this season, 1-12 straight up, and 2-11 against the spread. They're terrible on the road, 2-11 straight up, 3-10 against the spread. And they're missing a bunch of players, starting with C.J. McCollum. Nurkic is out, Covington is out, Simons is out, and that's 3 starters and your 6th man coming off the bench. So, what we've seen with these COVID-related issues and injuries combining, the pace of play definitely picks up, and there's no reason to think that this game won't see about 230 or more points, and the winner could actually score 130 points on their own merit. Betting the over with teams where the total is greater than or equal to 210 points. And the Lakers are the team that we're talking about here that has revenge from a same-season loss to the opponent, which was the Trailblazers. And with that Trailblazers team coming off 2 consecutive home double-digit losses, that has made the over go 24-5, folks, for 83% winners. We both like the over quite a bit in the Lakers-Portland Trailblazers game. And that's it for the edition, the New Year's Eve edition. This is the last show of the 2021 calendar year, but 2022, I just can't wait. It's going to be exciting. Obviously, our shows are growing very, very rapidly, so make sure you take a moment and subscribe and hammer that bell so you never miss an episode. You'll be notified immediately when one goes live, like this one, or when we do a pre-recorded show and it's released and published. So have yourself a great night tonight. Be safe on New Year's Eve. Have a blast. Eat too much. Maybe drink, moderation, but I can't advise that what people should do with drinking. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching the show today. Have a great night, like I said. And we'll be back again on Monday with Ronald Cabang, hopefully feeling a lot better with another edition of the Triple Double NBA show, sponsored by SportsMemo. And until then, always remember that with your head, not over it, and may all the wins be yours.